Hello everybody, I am finally starting my peppers today. I'm expanding the grow list a little bit because I got a few seed varieties that I now want to try. I'm going to be starting a little more than I originally intended, but that's okay. We're gonna find space for it in the garden later, right? Like we always do. So I'm going to go over real quick with you guys the varieties that I'm planting today, and also I want to say that I'm using a different soil this time. I got this one here. This Vermont compost soil. We actually went to Vermont a couple weekends ago and I saw these at a grocery store there on our way back and I bought one. I heard that's really good. It'll be my first time trying, so I'm going to be using this for my peppers, tomatoes, and hopefully most of my veggies if it lasts. So I'm also using a smaller seed tray this time. I usually use the bigger ones, but most of the ones that I have, they're a little bit bigger than this, are being used right now. So I'm going to start them in this. And peppers are a bit slow to germinate, so they'll probably stay in here for a little bit. And then once they grow big enough, I will bump them up to a probably 4-inch pot or something bigger, because peppers really just like to go outside when it's warm. So I'm going to wait until the night temperatures are about above 50. Hopefully that will happen for us around mid-May, but if it takes a little longer, I want to make sure they have enough space to grow. So first, let's go over the varieties very quickly. I decided to grow some extra things, so let's go over them again. So first one that I decided to grow, that I didn't talk about it before, it's this Puma pepper. I've grown this before and I love it. It has a beautiful dark purple foliage, and I thought that would look kind of nice in there with the other peppers. I'm planning to do a green stalk only with peppers this year, and this is going to be one of them now also. I'm also growing some Brazilian varieties. I'm from Brazil and it's nice to grow the things that is hard for us to find sometimes, to feel a little bit more home. So the first one is this Pimenta de Cheiro. It's kind of fragrant pepper, I guess translates to, and we eat it green. And it's very, very tasty, very floral, very delicious. So I'm very excited that I was able to get those seeds and I'll grow them this year. Then I have this Dedo de Moça, which is more like a mild pepper, a little bit on the sweet side also. It's probably going to be good for me to make some hot sauces, add to the hotter peppers that I'm growing. And then I have this Scotch bonnet, which is really hot, but I also really love the flavor of it. And I'm also doing the Corbace pepper, which I never tried before, but I think it looks very nice and long, so I want to see how that's going to look in the green stalk and also how it's going to taste. I have this Pimenta Arari, which is from the Amazon, the northern part of Brazil, and I have never really had it, but I'm excited to taste it because to me it looks like the ají amarillo that I had in Peru, and I'm very excited to try it too. So then I have Biquinho, which I have grown here before. It's delicious. This is mild, sweet. It's great pickled, and it's kind of popular here in the US now. I've seen there's a lot of seed companies that sell it, so this one is an easy one to grab if you want to try Brazilian pepper, and it's not hot. And then we have this one here, Malagueta, which is really hot. It's kind of like a Thai chili, so it'll be about the same, but I think it's more flavorful. There's a bit more of that tropical note on it too. And then I have some bigger peppers that I'm growing, which will be this pimento peppers. I mean, maybe not the peppers too small, but bigger plants these ones I plan to plant in the plot. So this is a pimento pepper. I have the jalapenos. Jalapenos can definitely be planted in the green stalk too, but I'm planning to grow a lot this year because we love pickling them to eat in the fall and the winter. So I'm going to try to grow a few plants of it this year. And I'm also going to grow poblano peppers. The last two are from the seed swap that we did it with the New York City Kitchen Garden Club. Very excited. It was very fun to talk to everybody in there. But we got some really special seeds, especially this one, Pimenta Palmeira. This is from North Africa, from the Canary Islands, and Yosa gave that to us. He said it's very hot, but it's amazing for hot sauce, so I'm super excited to grow this. It's a red long pepper, and we'll see how it looks like through the year. And also togarashi pepper. Togarashi is a Japanese spice that I really like to use in my cooking, so it's I think it's a mixture of few spices. There's chili flakes and sesame seeds in there, and then I'm going to be growing this to actually try to make that mix myself this year. Now that we talked about all of them, let's get started. I'm also starting some extra ones for Linda. She's also in the garden club, and I told her I would start some peppers for her because she doesn't have a grow light set up, so we're going to be making a little seed tray for her. Oh, Linda actually wants some eggplants too, so I might as well just start some also. So I just grabbed the seeds, and I'm also going to start today the patio baby eggplant. Eggplants are actually kind of a slow grower, so that's a good thing actually that I start them early also. So this is a patio baby. It's a very nice one. I've grown this before and I love it. It's very prolific. It does well in containers, so it can have a lot in a small space. I'm also growing for myself the fairy tale eggplant. Also, I'm going to try to grow in a container this year. I love this one. It's very pretty. Even though it kind of loses the color when you cook it, it still tastes good as well. It's very buttery and nice. Those are going to be small ones that I'm going to plant in my backyard. And then I'm going to do a couple bigger ones, which will be this dark long purple one, and then the Orient Charm eggplant, which I had the seeds in here. I just wanted to use it up. And the last one is going to be a Black Beauty eggplant, which is a round eggplant, and a friend of mine actually also gave me the seeds. Let me see how many seeds I have in here. 3 seeds. So I'm going to start them and hope for the best to see if they'll germinate. That's it. Now I'm going to fill up all of these little containers, and then we're going to start sowing. So it is recommended that you pre-moisten your soil before you start seeds, but I have started before without pre-moistening them and I was fine. So I'm going to use this method today of just filling the pots, and I'm going to mist the top after I place the seeds in, and then bottom water. Make sure that the soil absorbs the moisture in there and gets wet too. If you are new to seed sowing, it's recommended that you pre-moisten your soil. I have done this before and it has worked for me. Wow, this soil looks really good. Let me show you guys. Look at this. So nice and dark. I'll grab some in here. Oh, it feels a little bit moist, so that's fine. And I don't want to waste anything, so oops. It's nice and fine, so I think it's going to be perfect for seed starting. So I'm excited to use that. Hopefully everything does well. It's supposed to have lots of nutrients too, so that's really good. I decided to grab a bowl before I do this so I don't lose any of this beautiful soil. So I'm just going to place the seed cells in here, start filling them up, then I'm going to place them all in this seed tray right over there. And because I am not pre-moistening this, I am going to kind of press the soil down a little bit to make sure that when I water, it doesn't get too low. I actually have a lot of soil in the bowl already. It feels really good. Very different than the other soil that I was using. And there's not a lot of big chunks of anything in there, which is really good also. So I kind of like, I don't know, tamp it. I don't know if that's the right word, but just sort of pressing lightly so when I get water, it doesn't sink too much. And then I'm just going to add them here and keep going. Maybe I'll do this way. Okay, the whole tray is filled up. Right now, next thing is to do the tags. I use those little plastic tags in here and the garden marker because this one, it's a bit more fade resistant than a Sharpie. Okay, everything is tagged. I just had the perfect amount of seed trays. I have 3 of everything for the smaller peppers here, then 1 full tray of the poblano, jalapeno, and pimento pepper. Then for the eggplant, I just did 3 each of those guys. And then here too, in the fairy tale, I had 1 extra cell, let's say, so 1 extra row. So I decided I'm going to do 6 fairy tale eggplants if I have enough seeds for it. And here are the seeds for Linda. So most of these seeds are going to require the same depth, which is about 1/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to go with the back of this pencil here and poke some holes right in the middle. Then I'm going to put the seeds in here. You guys know the drill. And all of the seeds are going to look the same too. They are peppers and the eggplants are from the same family, so they look similar. So I'm going to go ahead now and start filling this all up. Okay, we're all done. I think I'm gonna put a little bit more soil on top because when I was covering everything, I kind of felt that some of them had less soil than others. So I'm just gonna grab the bowl that I was using real quick, top this off with a bit more soil, then we'll mist, bottom water, and I'm going to cover with the dome, which I have it below here, actually, to help with the humidity and germination. And I'm actually placing those on a heat mat because peppers can be a little bit more difficult to germinate, so a heat mat can be very helpful. So I'm just going to gently put a little bit more soil on top. And that's it. Now let's mix this up, water, and take them downstairs. Now I'm just going to take out one of these cells and then pour the remaining of this water here in the bottom, and that will make sure that the soil stays nice and moist. And the reason why I also mixed it, because it's very important the soil surface also stays moist to help with the germination. Now I'm going to cover it up, and we're going to take this downstairs and put it on a heat mat. And I'm just going to put these guys in here and wait. And you can see that I have a lot more things going on in here. I also decided to start waking up my dahlia tubers. I have some of the seeds that I started last week. Some of them germinated. I'll put it down here so you can see it was all dark before. Look at this. I have a purple lady bok choy baby in here. I don't know if you can see. Whoops, right here. Arugula has germinated. These guys here were in a different tray, and I separated them all because they all germinated. And I put it in a smaller one all by itself, so they have more space to grow. I don't know if I'm getting that static noise again, but if I am, sorry about that. But let me just show you guys real quick what's going on here, because it's interesting. Look how big those peas that I started on toilet papers rolls already are. I think they were together with this batch over here, so I decided to take them out because they obviously are growing way too tall and too fast. So I put them in here. I'm going to start acclimating them soon to put them outside. I have separated my cilantro back there. I had the mints going crazy, the one that we planted together. I have some kale getting so big down there too. Lots of things going on. I even have a flower. Look at this pansy. So cute. A lot of them are budding. And I have a dahlia that has sprouted from the batch that I had up here trying to pre-sprout. And this is the eggplant, the cauliflower, that two of them are doing great, two of them not so good, but we'll see what happened to them. And the beets are doing well here too. And one more thing, the nasturtiums, I have to take these out. Ooh, look at them, they're all the way in the back there. Those are the ones that I filed, so that actually does help. I was skeptical. And they have come up. So how pretty are they? I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm not gonna talk about everything that's in here, but I just want to give you guys an overview. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you next time.